call. Two men. One named Rich. That's me.
This is Jermaine. Just got off the toilet.
He's a foul man. This is the X's and O's of life.
Huh?
I know. I heard you. I know you had quite a few interviews. Anybody mention anything about the intro or anything like that lately?
Everybody tends to make a little comment like, I like it, man. It's fun. And like one guy, I didn't even know you could do that. I'm like, yeah, it's not.
How long was he in podcasting? He didn't even know you could make the sounds and stuff.
Look, I'm not saying nothing, just saying. Yeah, I mean,
hey.
we do got to get together and do something. Like we got to really, like, maybe next Sunday we'll get on at, like, I don't know, an earlier time and put some new ones together so we have like a rotation.
Well, welcome to the X and O's, everybody. Welcome from Easter. We took a week off. How was your Easter, friendo?
Yeah, I went to Erie. That was miserable. Saw the family.
I know. I think I seen you post like Erie is terrible or something
Erie's,
like that.
It's like,
what is it like? Almost like they're like one step above. What do you call them? Oh man, what are they called? The Amish.
No. It's just dreary, and it just seems like it's like 10 years behind everything.
Yeah, like they're really slow. Like I get that feeling when I go from here in the city back to my hometown of Cuba. Just everybody's moving slower. Like it's just they don't have the sense of urgency that city life presents.
Well,
and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but I'm saying I'm pretty sure we look like. Of course, we look like that to somebody from New York or a faster city. I've definitely ran into people that I went to college with, and at Pitt, majority of the students were not from native to Pittsburgh. Most of the students were from Philadelphia. The what is it called? The Beltway or something. Majority of the students were from that Beltway region of Philadelphia, Maryland, DC. Just out that area, Virginia, that little area, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, Pitt was filled with those people. I probably ran into maybe 4 or 5 people that was from native to Pittsburgh. So, but they always made fun of Pittsburgh. Oh, y'all do this, y'all so slow, and they don't call pop, they call it soda, and they made fun of you, and it was just an experience, but. Yeah, man, you go to certain places where towns are just slowed down, man. They don't care about the fast-paced life. They don't.
That's when you just say, look at the rings, bitch. Say something else. How about that? Just look.
You say what?
Look at the rings.
Look at the rings? Oh, you talking? Oh, yeah. Oh, I shut them down all the time. And this was before, because Philadelphia, they used to run their mouth all the time. This was before Philly even won that first Super Bowl with the whole Philly special and all that. Oh, soon as the conversation got slightly heated, and I'm like, and how many Super Bowls do y'all got? And that just shuts them. Man, fuck you. They automatically just start, because people from Philly, they'll argue in the phone booth with themselves. They like that bear that if he see a mirror in the forest, he's attacking it because that's just their nature. They love to argue, even if they're wrong. They'll argue to the end. Their wrong point.
Yeah,
that is the sign of a Philadelphia person.
Yeah, well, that and not being able to count and shit. So that helps.
So you went to Erie, and what? Yeah. It was just like what was some of the things that you just was like, man, they are really slow. Like, what's the biggest thing that stood out to you that just told you how slow they were?
It just looked sad. It just like, downtown was like all right. So their downtown felt kind of like here, like Beachview, right? So
Okay.
there's a few stores, a few little, things. That was their downtown. I'm like,
That is the central business district, like the main
man.
hub.
I'm just like, and I even made a comment. I was like, how do people afford anything? Like, there's nothing here to do. There's no, like, who,
Like jobs that create a
right,
lot of money. Yeah.
right.
How do you keep the economy around there pumping? And if there's nothing really to make
Like, does
money
everyone
with?
work at Big Lots? Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
So their main city was a suburb out here.
Right. It's just like, God, I don't.
Well, just the time itself. I mean, friends,
No,
family.
it was fine. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the drive is fine. I mean, it rained the whole time we were there.
Okay.
It was that. But yeah, I mean, just normal, just saw the family till I didn't want to see him anymore. I was like, all right, well,
Yeah.
good.
Same. I mean, I went, I got a chance to spend some time with my son and my daughter,
Yeah.
because I know last Easter I was over your house. We were, celebrating together. But yeah, man,
we had a real special Easter.
Oh yeah, we did all types of stuff. We was hunting for eggs, and
yeah,
I was laying eggs.
Yeah, I was hiding pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the kiss. I was like, well, all right, I'll have to throw it out there again there just to be silly.
You say what?
Because I was like, what? Wait, can you hear me good or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was like, we played all the games, and then you missed it. So I was like, all right, now I gotta say something more sketchier. Thanks.
I didn't hear that. Yeah. You know I'm old. Come on now.
What would you do? So
I'm
family. What did you? Anything special you did there, or just kind of visit with family?
No. I mean, ate some food. Pretty much. My son. We like to. He plays video games, and I watch him play, and make comments, and it was pretty much it. And I keep saying, like as if you do know. You don't. With my daughter, we, watched a show or two there. I was there till about, I don't know, like 1 a.m. So, and then I caught up.
Oh, damn.
Back. Yeah. Spent quite a bit of time, catching up. It was cool. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like holidays now at the age we were at, it's one of those deals where as long as, like, if you don't have stories, it was a good one, right?
Yes. Like holidays nowadays is like the offensive line on football. If you don't hear from them, then it's good that they're doing their job. If you hear from them, something's going wrong.
There's people out there like, what do you mean that's all you did? I'm like, yeah. And I was fine with that.
Yeah,
you
we're
didn't
not.
do anything crazy? It's like, no.
Who's doing something crazy on Easter? I mean, like, to me,
I had
coming up on
Labor Day. It's like, what? Get out of here.
Coming up on 46, and the most risk I'm taking is having something hot or spicy.
The biggest risk you're taking is going outside without sunscreen. You're like, I'm feeling dangerous today.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was cool though. Typical holiday.
So,
yep.
Few little housekeeping things. So, had a real cool interview with Justin from Obscura, that true crime guy. I don't know if you got a chance to hear it, but I've been listening to him for a very, very long time. Real good voice, which is a weird thing to say, but he has just a real good voice. And
I seen you post something about the Draper guy. Like, that's the WWE guy, or you were saying something about I don't like wrestling, but I guess his perspective on it is still very interesting.
Oh, no. So I was promo in the show that he pops on somewhere, and
okay.
he pops on sometime. And I'm like the promo guy now, but yeah, I really
How's our buddy doing with the was that Justin with the GoFundMe?
No, we'll get into him. He's next on the docket, but
Okay.
I will tell you this: do yourselves a favor. The guy is a super good interview. I've been listening to him for years. Really dig his stuff.
You said the company is called Obscura, or
Obscura? Yeah, it's actually on the website. It's under the Friends of the Show tab. So go there, you click on there, it'll take you right to his page, and you can hear his stuff. But I was real pumped up about that one. So really enjoyed it, and it was supposed to be like an hour, but it ended up going like an hour and 40 because I was like fanboying out and shit. But our man with the GoFundMe for the apartment situation. So update on that. We're up to like $575 raised, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's progress. I mean, that's not drop on the floor progress, but that's man.
That like there was 4 or 5 people. I don't even know. I don't remember how many, but he found a little efficiency for 600, but he needs 1,200 to move in. So we're trying to kind of push
you with that security.
Yep. Yeah. We're trying to get him raised up for that. So that's on the website too.
That's pretty cool. Glad.
The little piece of work I did over the break, I condensed all the videos on the YouTube channel into a folder. So if you just go to the site, it'll still look the exact same, but there's a little thing that said podcast or playlist, one of the two. If you go into it, it's going to be 2 separate ones. There's going to be one that's labeled interviews and then one labeled this. So
I mean, when I first viewed the website, I'm not going to even lie, I was a little, I'm technically challenged. So I was lost. So I'm tapping stuff, and I'm like, why ain't nothing coming up? But you have to hit like if F for Facebook or like you have to hit the buttons in order for it to come up. I didn't know what was going on because I'm hitting the little lines at the top, and I'm like, why is nothing coming up? And it showed Crosby. You said mascot, and I'm like, does he know that nothing's showing up? Of course, I had to play around with it, but yeah, great.
Yeah, I prefer the desktop website because it looks a lot better. If you get a chance to do it, pop on your laptop.
Yeah, I've always only done it on the phone, but yeah, I might try that tomorrow on my desktop.
It looks a lot better. But yeah, the folders are on the YouTube, so I think I'm going to start putting up little, our last episodes on the website, just so people, when they go there, they can see it. Last thing, one of the other little things I'm doing, because the whole year-long anniversary, I'm putting out little shorts for the next 55 days or whatever. Let's put out one a day, and I'm just going to go through the transcripts and pick the little tidbit that's interesting or whatever. And the one I picked today was our kind of first outro. And we've had a nice little botch, and I found it funny, so I put that in there.
Okay.
So
we know Shower Brownie's going to be in there. He said that's one of the all-time greats.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's all the housekeeping stuff. I know that's not as exciting as one would like it to be, but 2 weeks off, you got things to say and stuff to do and all that. So you said that you have a story, and then we'll get into the other stuff on the program.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Now, first of all, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
When you're dealing with me, what do you think it is?
Yeah. All right, it's good. I don't think I took a shower yet, so let me go ahead and take a shower in your tears here. Go ahead.
Well, Let me start off by saying, you know, in the fucked up disasters, trials, tribulations, circumstances that I find myself in.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm the only person that goes through these fucked up things, but
you're
we
really
can agree. That's what I say. We can agree it happens to me more commonly than it does your average person.
Like you almost have it down to a science. It's impressive.
I mean, if there was a such thing as a cloud walk right, going around and following somebody, I pretty much got a hurricane following me everywhere I go. So, that being said, I'm going to start off with over the weekend. Okay, Friday night, end of the weekend. End of the work week. You know, I go down to the south side and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get myself a gyro, Mike and Tony's.
Okay.
And I said to myself, one of these days, because I ain't been out in a while, I ain't been anywhere. I was either Friday or Saturday. I said I'm gonna take a trip to the Funhouse strip club.
Hey.
So yeah. So as I go down to the south side, I grab my gyro, and there's a PNC bank. I bank with PNC, and there's only one in that area. So that PNC was out of service. So I'm like, damn, I need some cash because, you know, once you get to the fun house, they have an ATM in there, but they want to hit you over the head for like $7 to take your money out or something. I'm like, no, I'm getting my money here. So the PNC, it was out of service. So I'm like, man, I got to find another ATM. So I proceed to catch the bus back up towards my area, and I go into like an A+, like a gas station, and want to deal with one of their little rinky-dink ATMs. Put my card in. This thing held onto my card for maybe a minute and a half. I mean, you just hear the noise, like doom, 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 like it's trying to dispense the money, but nothing's coming. So I'm like, what the hell? Next thing you know, I get a message that comes up, and I'm like, man, don't tell me this thing's gonna keep my card. It doesn't. It finally gives me my card back, but the message says, we don't have any money. I'm like, there's no money in this ATM. So I'm like, whatever. So I have to go, and then I go down the street, and then I find like a little rinky-dink, like smaller branch bank, not one of the big, not big as PNC, not big as Citizens, not big as Bank of America. It was called like Northwest or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
ATM or something. So I go to this ATM. It dispenses my money. I get roughly about $150. Go back to my apartment, and that night didn't do anything. So Saturday comes around. I'm like, man, I'm definitely going. So in the process of Saturday coming around, I'm trying to get buzz around like midnight, trying to get buzz. I usually go because the club lasts till about 5 a.m. So I usually don't go down there till like 2. So I'm getting buzzed, and then, huh? Oh, yeah, you know. So in the process of, you know, trying to get buzzed enough to go to this, I was about to say Sad Club. Sad job. You know, us and our said this, so
love it.
And I've been using that term a lot more at work too. I'm like,
really?
yeah, at the said, yeah, I'm it's growing on me. I'm starting to use it all the time. But so around like, I don't know, like 1:30 comes around, and I'm starting to like doze off a little bit. I'm like, man, I'm tired. And I'm like, man, I'm not going down there. First of all, I got to go down there by myself, which is not a problem. I'm not going to enjoy myself, but I don't want to be nodding off. You know what I mean? I'm really tired. I guess the work week finally.
Old man falling asleep at the strip club.
Yeah. I didn't want that scene. So I ended up not going. So I was just like, you know what? And this was right before. And plus, I knew I was going over to see my son and my daughter for Easter. So I was just like, you know what? I ain't going. You know, it's one of the that shows the maturity that have come a long way. Remember, you know, I was addicted to the strip club. Like I couldn't stay out of it. But now, you know, it shows that, you know, the discipline I have. So that's not the story. So, all right. So, okay, Easter comes and goes. This Tuesday that just passed, I wake up And I get these messages, text messages from PNC that says, did you approve these transactions? And I'm like, what? It was like 7 or 8 of them, like $200 Western Union, $150 at Walmart online, like a series of all of these. And I'm pretty careful as far as with my banking goes. I don't just layer out my bank information all over line. I'm an old man, but I'm very meticulous and very careful with, I'm not a careless person when it comes to my money because I don't have too much of it. Somebody apparently hacked me, like hacked my account. So I called PNC and, we straightened it out, and they rejected all the transactions. But one transaction did slip through for $150, which was some type of, Walmart type of thing. So the lady was like, well, I can't reverse this until it posts. So I had to wait another day, and then she had to kill my card and send me out a replacement card. So not saying that it's along the lines of the fucked up disasters that happened to me. Let's add this one on, shall we? Why stop? Why stop the fun? So
no, you probably had a card skimmer thing.
Huh?
There's probably like a card skimmer thing.
Yeah. My guess is the ATM that wouldn't dispense the money, that held on. It was reading my card. It was doing whatever. And this is at a hobby type of we're getting Arab money type thing. So some type of activity going on there.
From the Arabs?
No. You got to throw that Chappelle reference, a Lucy from the Arabs. But so I'm telling her, like, okay, so the lady says she has to send me a replacement card. Meanwhile, I got this money in my bank account, but I can't get to it because they have to send me a replacement card to get it out this card. And the lady said 2 days. She said, I'm expediting it 2 days. So if that's Tuesday, 2 business days would be Thursday. Here we are Sunday. I still don't have my card. But this is how, for those of you out there that don't believe in religion or that don't believe in things happen for a reason, typically in my wallet, I carry around maybe $5 or $10 cash. The coincidence of me somehow still having this $150 that I was about to go to the fun house with, that I somehow got too tired to go to, was critical in my survival this week.
Well,
so
that's God telling you don't go to the horse.
Yeah. Some indirect word that could be it, but I'm a firm believer in religion, so things happen for a reason. That is not a coincidence to me. Somehow, like I said, I would never be walking around with $150 in my wallet, but for some reason, I called back on Thursday. I'm like, hey, I didn't get my replacement card, so on and so forth. They had my old address. So they had to change the address, and then they had to update, and then they had to reissue it, and all this crazy. I'm supposed to be getting it tomorrow, but that's not even the main gist of the story. The story is, in the process of this whole week of having cash, I've realized that there is a new discrimination going on in America, and it's not black, it's not white, it's not brown, it's not yellow, it's green. You get treated like if you walk into these stores, they treat you like you got food stamps. Like cash is not acceptable. People looking at me with dirty looks, and they're like, "Oh my God, you got cash!" Like I'm like, "Damn!" Like another thing, 10 or 15 years ago, it was the other way around. Cash was preferred, and people that had cards, they was looking for ways to try to deny your card or tell you your card wasn't going through or so on and so. It is the exact opposite now, where everything is geared toward a card, and if you don't have a card, I learned the hard way. Cash is no longer. It's almost like it's no longer accepted. I thought the one girl at the McDonald's was going to be like, "We don't accept that here." I'm like, "It's cash." Like,
well,
another thing,
we know that she probably. So
you said what? Your mic must be going out. What?
All right, so I don't know. I don't know why. It seems I'm hearing myself fine. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying she probably can't count.
Can't count. She didn't want to ring up that change. Yeah. I know a lot of. I mean, my ex and my daughter working at fast foods and Burger King. They say a lot of the employees there don't know how to give back proper change.
Idiots.
Yeah. So, but another thing I learned that is geared towards cards is there's certain things you can't do. Like if I want to catch an Uber, guess what? You can't call an Uber and hand them cash.
By the way, is this better?
Huh?
Is this
yes.
better?
Yes. Another thing.
Turn the volume up a little bit. Okay.
I take public transportation, so sometimes I catch the bus. And when you catch the bus, pretty much they have it now where you pay $2.75 on your phone, and you get basically 3 hours of unlimited rides. You can go to and from for 3 hours. You know, and they got it set up where you pay $2.75 for 3 hours, or you pay, I think, $7 for the whole day, and then you pay $25 for the whole week. That is only a card. So the other day, on Saturday, I had to, do my laundry, but I had to run to the liquor store and come back. Now, normally, if I did it on my card, I can go to the store, grab what I need to grab, jump on the next bus, and be back. But because I didn't have a card, I had to pay $2.75 to it, and then I had to pay $2.75 coming from it. So I got charged double from that. Same thing with McDonald's. Like I said, I went to McDonald's. They got it set up now where it's all kiosks, and I had to scream at the girl just to take my money. She was like, "Did you order at the kiosk?" I'm like, "Yes, but I have cash. I have to pay." And she just looked at me like she was disgusted. I'm like, dude, is this real? Like, am I trying to pay? Like, I had coupons or something. Like, I wasn't pay. Cash is frowned upon. Like, it is terrible. Like, that was my biggest experience. Like, I had such a difficult time trying to spend this money that it was just unbelievable. I'm like, man, I'm being discriminated against because I got cash.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing. I mean, it's kind of like, well, can't get rid of this money in my pocket. I guess I'll put it back in my pocket.
It's unbelievable. I mean, like the primary form of acceptance of currency, of course, is cards, and society is geared towards it, man. If you didn't recognize it, or if I somehow didn't recognize it, I do now, And for those of you that may be listening, just not having the 8 card, it puts you at a serious disadvantage. I mean, you could have $2,000 in your pocket, and somebody that got $20 on their card is going to get treated better than you because you got cash.
Well,
it was unbelievable. That's my story this week. I was just like, first of all, the disaster shit that just happens all the time to me that I'm supposed to be calling it my life.
Yeah.
Supposedly, people call it a life. I don't know what the fuck you call whatever I go through every day.
Well, I was expecting something much more detrimental. You had
no. It's just for me. It's just add on to the pile. Of all the things that happen. Like
I was expecting.
I move into a shitty ass apartment and I get inspected every other day. Like, I mean, who does that normally happen to?
Tiff said cash is just for tips and lottery tickets. I don't know what the fuck a tip is, but lottery tickets. I mean, no, actually, because they have the little God damn it, what are they called? It's like a little vending machine now for lottery tickets in like some of the little spots. Mm-hmm. So that's not even correct.
Yeah, that's not even a correct statement as far as
actually not even for tips either, because you can just add it to your card. So no.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, we would have to talk to somebody in the restaurant industry, but I think those people prefer the cash because it seemed like, I guess, when you put the tip on their bill, I don't know if they're taking the cash out of the because they would rather have the cash money to go home with. But I'm assuming that, let's suppose you go to a restaurant and you tip them $15. I'm assuming that they're allowed to take $15 out of the register or something.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
we would have to ask somebody in the restaurant business.
they have to wait when it's on the card. Well, yeah, so they just want their cash because their drug dealer doesn't take fucking cards. I get it. Makes sense.
And it was another, I mean, just the Cash App. You know, my Cash App wasn't pulling. It was like, this has been denied. I couldn't do it.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
just, it was weird, man. It's just like how everything is geared towards cards. It was like, I had a hard time spending that money. You know, I'm down to about $10 now. I mean, I was able to get all the stuff I had to get, my foods and stuff like that, my norm. But it was just an adventure going through whereas 10 or 15 years, well, not even 10, because 10 it's been like this for quite some time. Maybe 15, 20 years ago, people frowned at cards like, are you sure that's going to work? Now it's like, it's the exact opposite. They're looking at the cash like, is it real? Like, I can't believe the discrimination.
I don't know.
That was my story, man. That was it. Yeah. It was just crazy.
More like post-COVID or just kind of.
Yeah, I know COVID even put a harder stamp on it because people didn't want to accept, money that had, all the germs and coughs and all of that on it. So I understand that part. But I mean, what are we, 4 years past COVID? I
mean, sure.
No, not really. I mean, COVID happened in 19. It engulfed the country 20.
Yeah.
Maybe in 21, and people start kind of pushing off. I mean,
it's 22. No, yes, effectively, yeah, it's been 4 years. God damn. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean,
yeah.
For people to stop wearing masks, how long has it been? People stop wearing masks everywhere. It's only been like a year or two.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
And I still see people that be, they jump on a bus or they be in stores with the mask. I'm like, really? You're that clean? You just gotta have that mask on. It just looks weird. But whereas before, it was like everybody had to wear it. And if you wasn't wearing a mask, people was like ready to fight you. I remember a couple people.
And Angelica brought up the whole, people frown on cash, especially paying in change. Change is like, unless you have the Aldi quarter, no one gives a shit about change.
No, not at all. Remember, me and you had on this episode, we were talking like they should get rid of everything below a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got a whole, not ashtray, but a cup console full of pennies that I don't know when I'm going to ever get to them because I'm not hauling those pennies anywhere. Like,
no.
What am I going to do with them? I mean, I keep the quarters because, I mean, of course, I wash clothes at the laundromat, so quarters are valuable. Or even getting on the bus, quarters are valuable. But
right.
Dimes and nickels, it's like a nuisance.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's just kind of like, what is this thing? All right. Well, yeah. All right. So, here is. So we're doing it's a Would You Rather episode. And, I thought of a few things and they're pretty fucking gross. Talking about it. Now let me ask you this: Do you have any would you rather's on deck?
No, I know last time I said I had wrote down something about ultimate death house. Well, house that you would want to die in.
Ultimate death. That is two different fucking things, man.
I know the way it came out, but I was just ultimate like, what would you want in the house? Like, if you had less than a year to live, I remember I said, if you had less than a year to live, what would be the essential things you would want in your house? I remember that was going to be like a draft.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not a would you rather.
But... No, it's not a would you rather. And then I think I had something wrote down about some jokes or something like that I had, but other than that.
Okay, well, I'm sure some more things will come to fruition here because it's a gross one. So, okay, would you rather take a shit in the shower but only your family knows. Or pee your pants, but all of your coworkers and friends know.
So you mean like accident shit in the shower, or you really just went all the way in the shower?
Does it fucking matter?
It does. A shart and a whole blown shit is two different things.
It's not a shart. This is like a, oh no, mistakes were made and I can't stop this.
So you saying, but your family only knows.
Only your family knows.
Oh, I'm taking that one all day because that's happened.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's happened when I was a child. I mean, I had a
no,
like
you're an adult. No, fuck being a child.
I'm just saying I had a stomach virus, and you know, it was like one of those things where, you know, I had to diarrhea like it was like so bad that I couldn't even, you know, sit in the living room. Like I had to sit on a bucket for like at least 2 or 3 days where it could have came out anywhere.
Man, Jermaine.
I still would take that. Okay. I'm not going to sit there and walk around with a big old piss stain in front of a bunch of people I don't know and open myself up to their criticism.
No, but you know these people. They are your family, or I'm sorry, they're your friends and your coworkers.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the shit shower. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I would do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, because friends and coworkers and who own, they can end up not being your coworkers after this said incident.
This is true. And you might lose some family members, like they may be like, I'm all set.
Yeah, you know, that family member that quietly hates you and they don't say anything, and then until they find that perfect time to embarrass you the most that they can.
This is why they hated you, because they're like, I that's who fucking did it in my house too. Jermaine, fucking, we all knew he had a problem. Yeah, I don't really have much of a discussion for that. It's kind of just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't even like, I don't really even wear socks, but when I wear socks, I don't like my socks being wet, so I don't want anything else on me wet. I have a shit with my family. Fuck those people. No, but you think about it, like you piss your pants at work, right? Like your boss knows, right? All your co-workers know. And jobs,
their opinion of you has changed. Like, I mean,
yeah. And
even if it was seriously an honest mistake or something that even if it happened one time out of your entire time, they're going to still stigmatize you with that. What happened? I mean, it's like you're stained from that point. Literally. And figuratively. I mean, like...
Tiff said my audio is fucked up. So...
Your audio is what?
She's saying my audio is fucked up. How would I... Like, is it bad on your side, or...
No. I mean, not now. I mean, there were certain times that you were talking like the tail end of your sentence just seemed like it went down. Like you'll be like, yeah, and then I went to and it just went out a little bit. And I was just like, huh? But now that you got the mic towards your face,
interesting.
It seemed like it was probably down too low.
Maybe. I don't know where she's at. I would prefer if she came downstairs to tell me, but she's gonna probably stay upstairs to not be fucking helpful. No, but anyway, yeah, shouldn't really care about the work people's opinions, but it's like high school, right? It is legitimately like high school, because you heard Jermaine peed himself? You mean he fucking shit himself while he's watching child porn? Yeah, like, that's what that evolved into. It's like, fuck no, nothing like that happened.
No, but I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if everybody had this experience, but there's been times when you had that problem. That even the shark problem. I ain't talking about piss. I mean, like you at work, you layering out the farts. They just coming. That one is a little wetter than the other ones.
Oh no, that's called a sensor fart.
You're like, oh, you have to find a secluded bathroom, not one of the public ones. You got to find one of those like small unisex ones, and you got to do some wiping.
You go in the handicap one right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like you got to do some wiping because people will be like, I would never do that. I'll go home. Hey. From a management standpoint, I can't just simply say, you know what, I'm taking off the rest of the day and I'm going home. I don't have that option a lot of times. Like once I'm at work, I'm there until the shift is over.
And
like,
what do you do? Like what do you do at that point? Are you like because you're then playing that game of like, okay, I now have to explain this to somebody and say, oh, what happened? No.
I can't imagine that said job to be explaining to my manager.
Hey, like if you could,
I sharted myself.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. I don't know who else is listening here, but let me know. Like, comment on here, please. Let me know if my audio's cut in and out because she keeps saying it's doing it. I don't.
Yeah, it's going. It, like last time you were just talking, it did go like dip down a little bit. It's like you're talking and then it just kind of cuts down. I don't know. I know you can hear my big ass mouth a little bit.
Yeah, but it's
wow. You can hear me without a microphone.
I have an idea. Oh, I can't really pause it because it's a fucking live stream.
Oh, you're good. Just stay up on it. It seemed like you keep going to the side. Maybe turn it up.
I was gonna grab the other one from upstairs, the other mic, because maybe there's something fucked up with this mic. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. You ain't gotta pause it. You can just run up there.
Oh, I know what I can fucking do. Watch this. Magic of fucking whatever.
Play some of Will's music or something.
No one wants to fucking hear that. Got him.
Yeah, no words.
Where is it?
I enjoy his music.
Okay. All right, we're gonna do this.
It's weird, right?
Oh wow! What the hell? How'd you do that?
I pulled up on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were on the laptop. Okay.
Right. It's fine. It's kind of fun. Is it still doing it on there? Hey.
I'm trying to hear. I can't. I like a weird echo and shit now.
Oh. Okay. So I moved everything in here. Oh, God.
You want to get my little John on here?
Gotta love the technical hiccups, right? Super fun.
Hey,
yeah, no one.
Technical hiccups shows authenticity.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, no one said. No one said over the weekend I was having any problems either, so I'm not entirely sure. It's fine now?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off. Going this goddamn fantastic voyage like I'm fucking Coolio and shit.
Coolio?
Yeah.
Awesome!
I don't don't know why it got me out of here. Well, fuck it. We'll do this. All right. So,
All right.
let me do this.
What are you doing?
Boop.
How many days
Oh,
you will never find? Blum, blum, blum.
all
That
right.
echo is funny.
It is funny.
Yes, it is.
All right. So, I might as well fucking go smoke me a smoky smoke while we're fucking doing this. So,
All right.
Yeah, I don't really have another gross one. Honestly, I didn't know how far that was gonna really get us. I don't know.
So you're saying gross things? Okay.
Eh, no, I don't really need to do that. I just figured I didn't know if that was gonna segue into something else. But you know what? I would say this: we had. I figured since we are doing a longer draft and we get to go down nostalgia's way here, I figured that may be a little bit more long-winded than we're used to. So why don't we just get into the draft part of it? Because
Say if you was going down a gross lane,
no,
you ever watched them Fear Factors? Those are crazy.
it
What
doesn't bother me.
would you rather do this or do that?
No, it doesn't bug me.
Okay.
Mm-mm. All right. Well, you know what? We're done with the would you rather thing. Because I figure like why ostracize anybody that is listening due to those shenanigans. So we're not doing that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a year. We've been doing this for a year, which is crazy.
We have officially eclipsed a year. That is crazy. Mm-hmm. That is crazy.
Speaking of the eclipse, there's that eclipse tomorrow, so nice little segue.
Yeah, I keep hearing about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a lot of people sitting there saying, oh, the weather is, the up and down weather, it's cold, it's hot. Well, let's face it. This is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the only place I know. Well, I don't know about the only place, but it's one place I know that you can have pretty much all 4 seasons in one day. Mm-hmm. You can get a little bit of winter, you can get a little bit of spring, you can get a little bit of fall, and a little bit of summer, all in one day. And people were saying the eclipse had something to do with it. I'm like, all that, but scientifically, I guess you're blocking out the sun.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know what is supposed to happen with it, but I'm assuming it's of some importance. All right.
I've never seen one like I've never looked out and actually seen it happening. I've always seen it on TV and people talk about it, but I've never seen one myself in my 46. I'm 45 and 1 month away from 46. Speaking of that, I know your birthday's coming up. I got stuck working on your birthday, man. I was wondering what you was doing. You ain't say nothing, did you? Hello?
What? Yeah, here we are. Stupid.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, we're going to Boston.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that'll be fun. So
I thought you was having something over at the house, and I'm like, man, say at my job, Saturdays, is a day that every once in a while the person that works Saturdays, they need to take a Saturday here and there, and I've been dodging them the whole time until my manager fallen told me. He was like, the 4th of May, you'll be working that Saturday. I'm like, oh man. So I got voluntold on that day, and I was just like, I remember that was your birthday, and I'm like, man, if you having something, I'm gonna miss it.
No, Tiff got a whole little like week planned out in Boston, so we'll be doing that.
Yeah, I remember when you talking about the Boston thing.
Okay.
We had a good time at Fenway.
Yeah. I will do my best. All right. So yeah. Angelica, we're popping down to Salem for Tiff. Yeah.
What happened?
Angelica asked if we're going down to Salem, and yeah, we're popping down.
Okay.
So yeah, also
she responding on live broadcast, right? The comments. Sweet.
And let me know too if you hear me cut out at all. Just kind of say something.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, let me get rid of that. There we go. Okay. We've grown a lot over the year. A lot of fun memories, a lot of cringy memories. So
I don't heard my cackle 100 times, over 100 times.
Well, the draft is basically our top 5 moments from the pod, right, for the last year, and maybe this will be like a yearly thing, right? Get a chance to look back and like the best moments of the year, whatever. We'll think about it, see how it goes. So I'm gonna say now, here's what we're gonna do, because there are rules. There's no overlap. These are individual things. So if I say something that was yours, well, tough fucking tits. Same deal for me. All right. These are fantasy football rules. So here we go. I'm gonna say my favorite memory would be the first initial broadcasts where
you fucking bastard.
The first initial broadcast
that was mine for sure.
Go out and just like color commentate the replay, and just be so hyped, and it was such a beautiful, like, organic, thing. I guess I don't really have a better way to put it. I don't know. It was just like innocent, and like we were proud of what we were doing, and I don't know. It's like you made something, and now you're looking at it and you're hearing it, and you're like, you fucking did that. Nice.
If you could hear over me clapping the whole time. Yeah, that was definitely gonna be mine. That was like the very first one. Of course, that is an accomplishment, proud moment. Yeah, because we kept talking about it and hinting at it, and we never just sat down and did it.
Nope.
But circumstances forced. So,
and once again, one of those divine intervention things, man. I don't know if this really would have happened if other things didn't happen.
Yeah,
maybe, but who knows? What you doing, boy? All right.
My draft.
Already on tilt. Love it.
No, I mean, no, not yet. So now the very first episode, I want to say, because we don't have to just layer out episodes or anything. Like, we can layer out parts of.
Right. Yeah.
I think one of the best ideas, and I don't even know if our first episode included it, but just the draft, just what we're doing right now. The idea of the draft. And I remember, I don't know if that was the first one but where it was me, you, and Tiff, and we went back and forth with the answers. I don't know if that was our first, our second, or third, but the idea of the draft and just watching the tilt, or just not even watching the tilt, but just going through people's answers. And it was like the very first time of all responses, and it was just a different moment. It was a unique moment. Like, because I've never, not saying that I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I've never heard any podcast or any show, period, that had a draft format. So.
Yeah, definitely fun. And it's become a staple. It's become kind of our signature, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. Because there might be somebody out there. I mean, you never say never. I mean, there's might be somebody out there that done it before, but I'm not aware of it. Or I've never heard it. Except for Chappelle in the racial draft or something like that.
No, there's definitely, I've definitely heard podcasts with it. I mean, I've adopted the idea from those podcasts because it just was one of those things where I'm like, we can do that too, but why? I'm not saying we have better ideas or worse ideas, but you don't have there's not a patent on drafts, so.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do it on a large scale. We took the draft idea and implemented it on a smaller scale on maybe topics that wasn't as serious as race. We're talking about drafting pieces of candy, or cereal or something like that, something that's not that serious, but
absolutely.
If we had to draft, this is how we would go. So that idea is pristine. That's a good idea. I really like it.
All right. Pick 2. You ready?
Yep.
The continuous Patreon episodes. The begging for money episode. Oh my God.
I was thinking that same thing too. It was like the episode that we thought we were the greatest shit smoking out of Philly or something.
Like
whatever that episode was, where we both hooked the amplifier to each other's back. Like I put one on your back and I screwed it in. You put one on my back, and we took off like.
The conversations that day that led up to that decision,
the texts and everything, yo, like
everything,
you know what?
Just being fucking hyped, like, and then having Tiff basically come out and say like, "Yo, you guys sound like evangelist."
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we don't. Then I listen. I'm like, yeah, we did. Yeah.
Tiff and Bob tore us down. Something real wicked, did they?
They did. But
it had to be done.
Whatever reason, thought like 5 episodes in, yeah, pay us for our time. What?
And like you said, the conversation that led up to, because I remember the text message earlier in the day, it was just like, you know what? We so good that we can start charging. And you didn't get in my way of the stupidity, and I didn't get in your way of your stupidity. And we just rolled it. We held hands in stupidity together.
Yes, we did. Oh my God. Style, man. It was bad. It was bad, but it's a great moment because it was one of those deals where it's an amazing moment in hindsight because you're able to look back and you're like, oh my God, like this thing literally could have fell on its face at that point. Just flatlined, been done, killed the whole momentum, done. And we did what a lot of people don't do. And we adapted and evolved and we're like, yep, we are self-aware. We are forced to be self-aware, let's be honest. once we looked in the whole grand scheme of life, we're like, oh yeah, that's not a good look, boys. No, don't do that. So yeah, I think that was one of my favorite memories or moments or whatever, because it was such a pivotal moment and such a just egregious mistake that it's like the hilarity of it is just outrageous.
Yeah. And my second is pretty much a lot of the inaugural. I know you took the very first episode, but
I took the first episode's outside listening party. That was my pick. So it wasn't like the initial episode per se. It was like the first episodes when we would go outside and listen to it back. That's what that's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm rapping. I ain't gonna say rapping it, but almost everything that the first time we did it, it was like a sign of, like you said, either involvement or even just trying out new things. So,
okay,
I'm gonna first start with mainly go with it's just the streamlined process of getting from X's and O's censored.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, you took mine from X and O's censored to X and O's uncensored to X and O's popcorn to X and O's streamlined rifle. What was your saying? We were shooting shotgun and then we sniper rifle. Just the streamlined process. I mean, that it involved a lot of shows over time, but of us to finally compile it and get it all into one streamlined show that doesn't have, hey, we're supposed to talk about this over here and we're going to talk about that over there, and just getting it all together, man. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah. Once we killed the other show, because in my infinite wisdom, thinking that there was going to be some shitty family that would, let's go put on the X's and O's of Life for little Jimmy in the back.
Let's let them watch that one at 7 o'clock, and then we'll wait till midnight to watch our adult one.
Leave the Beaver at 1964. Fuck. Yeah. Learning experiences, man. Absolutely. Let's see. Number 3. I'm gonna say go into video.
Yeah.
It's not like that was some kind of magical moment in the whole, thing where like that first episode was miraculous, but
no.
It was just, thanks for agreeing so quick. So it was just a logical, I guess you can call it a business move or whatever you want to call it. It just made sense.
I thank you for forcing me, because I was putting up the most resistance to it.
Yeah. and it's funny because now this is all we do. We don't even do audio only.
I think if you even suggested it, I would fight you tooth and nail to not do it.
Yeah.
Where I was fighting you to get on video. Now, if you ever presented any option but video, I'm gonna be like, I don't think that's a good idea.
And I don't know why because it for the longest time we were doing it the exact same way. It's not like we changed equipment or anything like that, So we had the ability to do the video from the jump. We just didn't because dumb. And so I think when the decision was made to, hey, let's do the face thing. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, for some reason, when every time you mention video, I just thought of, all this fancy equipment with, stuff in a photo shoot. Like it had to be this big, elaborate type of thing, like almost being on TV or something like that. And I'm like, no, it's as simple as, yeah. I mean, but I don't know. Somehow I had put up some type of false misconception in my head of what it had to be, and it was just like I thought it was like almost like and 3, 2, 1, action. Like it was almost like a, and it's not that complex, but I had put that perception in my mind that that's what it was until, we got on that first episode and you're like, no, I was trying to give you an excuse to not do it. And you was just like, man, get the fuck on here. I was like, all right, let's do it.
Right. Because you're right. Like it is just as complicated or as simple as you want it to be. But in the grand scheme of life, people, even if they're just listening, people want the option to pop in and see, just it's what people do. I don't know. It just, we're also animated people. And I think that was my biggest driving force. I'm like, dude, we're animated people. Like, we're not just sitting here. Well, we're technically sitting here, but like we're talking with our hands, shaking our heads like we're having seizures, shit like that, whatever. But maybe that's entertaining, maybe it's not. But
yeah, I mean, when we were on the audio ones, I mean, the audio ones were pretty much, we were doing the same exact thing, like the way we move and the way we talk, we were doing the same thing. You just couldn't see it on the audio. Right. It's not like we're putting on an act here on camera.
And it sucks. We did so many fucking shows too. Like that's
a lot of those topics kind of got lost and with no visual. So it's like, wow.
And that's another reason why I'm kind of uploading little clips to kind of like, and I'm attaching the video to not the video, but I'm attaching the initial video to the clips. So, you can watch it if you want. Fucking sleepy.
I was say sleepy pants, and it ain't even 10 o'clock.
Motherfucker, I lit up since 5 for no goddamn reason. So,
oh yeah, I forgot you.
Yeah,
you move around like a mouse being chased by a snake.
All right, what's number 3? What do we got?
Well, even though it's probably not as successful, but this football, the first football,
fucking bitch.
You knew I was taking that.
Why do you want to hurt me?
You knew I was taking that. As much as we I ain't gonna say that was the only thing that drove us as far as being friends, but we had a lot in common with the football and the fantasy, and
that was a foundation, man. And then everything just
pretty much
sprouted off of that. But that was our common ground. Then shit blew up.
Yeah, that's the trunk of the tree right there. That fantasy football, and we branched out from there. Yeah, so
I will say on a little segue here, we probably need to schedule an episode because the draft is coming up. I don't give a shit about the draft at all, but now that
the free agency period has calmed down, so
we can really kind of take a look at stuff and get a lay of the land and start yapping because shit's coming up soon, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
More disappointment. Can't wait. Super great.
But yeah, man, just getting that. I mean, they said we don't have as many followers on that show, but at the same time, it was just fun to hash it out, to talk about it, and even have a show geared towards it. And it was just like there was no format. Like if we were just talking over the phone, there's no format to us having a personal conversation. But being that we're on camera or talking about it, we had hey, let's go through the matchups and being a NFL fan, not just a football fan, because I don't like every football, but being an NFL fan and a fantasy fan and to have a platform to talk about and then go over it, man, that's enjoyable. I enjoy the whole process leading up to Sunday and, even the Thursday game. I enjoy talking about, the things we have passion for, which is the NFL, and, to have a platform to talk about it. That was satisfying.
And not for nothing here too. I mean, we're going to be going into year 2. So we're going to be much more fine-tuned because we went through, just like with the other podcasts, we went through different kind of integrations of what we were trying to do throughout the year, and we changed it up a few times. And I think with a year under our belt, seeing what worked, what we like to do, what seemed like it was dragging on, we can trim that fat and kind of approach that year much cleaner with an actual idea of what we want to do. So yeah, definitely a good thing. Odds on the list, as you heard. So I would say getting the podcast equipment.
Oh,
right? Even if it doesn't make a difference, which I know it does, but let's just say it doesn't. Just from an appearance standpoint, you look like somewhat what the fuck you're doing, right? As some people may or may not know the humble beginnings, because there's no one really watching right now. We had like 7 people, but I guess WrestleMania is tonight, so people were like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit about."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people are like, "I don't give a shit about these 2 idiots." So yeah, it's fine. But yeah, at some point we did have 7 motherfuckers in here, which is pretty cool. Anyway, the humble beginnings were me and you sitting on this fucking sectional with my phone in between us, and yeah, ha 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 ha, yeah, ha 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 ha. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
And the burp here and the burp there.
Right, like, and just,
I was gonna use that as one moment, but I was like, I ain't highlight the burp.
yeah. But now we got the whole double mics and the laptop and soundboard and all that fun shit, and without the support of Tiff, I mean, not for nothing, I mean, like I got to give her a shit ton of credit because she believed in me.
Absolutely.
She supported me throughout this whole thing, and even if she doesn't really listen that often, because what we discuss is not always interesting to her, and the cool thing about that is her honesty has allowed us to grow what we've been doing and change and adapt and not get our heads.
Appreciate her suggestions and tips, and
same with Bob.
Yeah, same, because we could have been still talking just $1 a day. We would have sounded like those donate to that. We would have sounded like those people with the kids with the flies on their face, and you're like, just donate.
For 39 cents a day,
you can feed a malnutrition child, and you'll get a pamphlet with their.
For 39 cents a day, your minimal donation. To stream shit no one listens to.
But no, the podcast equipment, it just brings a level of seriousness to you. So it lets you know that.
As we just talked about flies on kids' faces, right? Definitely.
Yeah. I'm just saying, from the person that's doing, I don't want to say the podcaster or podcastee, whatever you want to say, but as a person that is on the podcast, it lets me know a certain level of professionalism. It means that you care. It wants you to. It tells you got to be a little bit more serious. It makes you. It just makes you a little bit more alert of the situation. This is not a joke. This is not like. Not saying that the phone was a joke. It just brings a little more level of professionalism to it.
Well, it makes you feel like you're doing something. Like you're actually.
Yeah. You
have goals to achieve. You're not just fucking around on the couch.
If you wasn't bringing your A game, now you are bringing your A+ game. It's like, okay. This is for real. I mean, it's like, hey, if you're a football player and you're just playing sandlot football out there, and then all of a sudden someone brings over some, shoulder pads and helmet, you're gonna take that a little bit more seriously, as opposed to just playing tackle sandlot football. Just lets you know it's a little bit more serious, and then you want to put a little bit more effort into it as much as you can.
Right. Yeah. So just I figured that was a pretty, at least a personal pivotal point for me. Tiff simple ass putting Sarah McLachlan playing in the background with the flies in the kids' faces.
That's that lady's name, Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah.
Who's always trying to get people to donate.
No, she's like that ASPCA fucking girl.
Okay.
Yeah, you know exactly who this broad is. I promise you.
I'm pretty sure I got the visual in my head.
Yeah.
I just didn't know her name was Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, it's the whitest name possible. Absolutely.
Okay.
Number
Last
4.
one.
No, we're doing 5.
Oh, we're doing 5. Woo.
Yeah.
All right.
I shouldn't have told you. Just had you go on super tilt.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I don't know what specific episode it was, but I know anytime that we do like a holiday one,
Okay.
and we outline the pros and the cons of either the holidays or the traditions, that pretty much I enjoyed those conversations because it's like, I don't know. I mean, not saying that you only talk to yourself, but it's just you get other people's perspective of how they view
Right.
different holidays. Like we did the Halloween one, which I think to date probably has the most views. We talked about Christmas and the different things that you want to see and that you enjoy about it. Because pretty much I don't think there's no holiday out there that we didn't cover. So just going through the different holidays and remembering some of those stories, some of those audios I told you I got a whooping on Christmas, and
Yeah.
just going through those different stories. I mean, and just learning and getting to know about our childhoods and things that happened, or different perspectives of how you looking at these holidays. I mean, I found that very interesting, man. Very interesting, conversation and topics. So those holiday ones, man. I mean, those those are impactful. That I'm gonna be, I'm always thinking of, the different perspectives of how a holiday is viewed, as opposed to my own one-tracked mind of how I viewed it.
No, that's good. I'm not going to really comment on it because my 5th pick is just getting to learn about my friend. Really, like
Same. Okay.
I think that that's such a cool. It's such a cool thing, and the fact that my 5th pick is like 6 picks involved, so it's fine. Fuck you, it's my draft. So I get to learn about my friend. I get to learn about his thoughts and feelings about whatever we're talking about, right? Just general life stuff, which we've done for years anyway. We just finally started recording stuff. But at least these conversations are driven with like a narrative and a format and an idea. Before, like, I know we make the joke of the show used to be real popcorn, and yeah, it was, but it still had a direction. When we would just talk at work, there wasn't really a direction. It was just like we had ADHD and we're like, hey, random thought, haha, here's random thought, random
No,
thought.
at work it was like Twitter. I told you how I view Twitter. Yeah. It was like we would catch each other at a cooler and just be like, and then walk away. And that was it. Like it could be about anything. Then next time we see her, all right, see you later.
Yeah, quick hit because there wasn't that time to actually conversate. And when we had the time to conversate, we would have all of these things that we just chipped in on a few little tidbits of words. Now we're like, oh, I have time to talk about it. Bang, bang, bang. Oh yeah, this other thing I was saying. Yeah, and then like that's not a conversation. That's retarded. So
that's just a bunch of chaos, just moving all over the place.
But it worked. It worked for us, and that's just how it worked. Another little caveat. It's a cool. I think it's been cathartic for both of us for a few.
Oh, you took it down. So that is my. I don't care if you took that or not.
No, yeah, no. Dude,
I mean, from my standpoint, I mean,
yeah.
it helps me.
Take the reins. Take the reins on the cathartic.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's your. You know, the fifth is just knowing your friend, but mine is basically the same here. But at the same time, for me, it is. Like you said, cathartic is therapeutic. So it helped me dramatically in the therapy process of the separation, from my ex. Here I am 1 year later. I never thought, not saying that, I'm still going through disastrous things as we just started off the show with, but nowhere near where I was a year ago. So, and these podcasts helped me get through it. It's not, I know we joke and we laugh and everything is not serious, but seriously, it was therapeutic for me. It helped me, get through some very tough times. And it still continues to help me get through it. It's like, hey, I mean, who else do I have to, when I pick up the phone and talk to my friends, it's, how your mama, how your family doing, how your brother doing? It's not geared towards like, how are you doing? It's just sound like a friend just trying to catch up on everything, and then they'll talk to you later. It's not really a therapeutic session. And not saying that this is me laying on the couch and you my psychiatrist or anything like that. It's just talking through some of this stuff. A lot of these thoughts get pinned in your head, or you just running them through in the shower, but you don't have anybody to speak back to, or anybody to a different opinion, or to talk you through it. But these podcasts provide that platform to have an opportunity to hash out some things. So it was definitely therapeutic for me.
And I know it was. I know 100% it was. And I never tried to force you into it. But I'm not going to say I didn't kind of guide you a little bit to kind of speak it out a little bit, man. Like, there were certain episodes in the beginning that we went over. Like, there was one that's always stuck with me. It's the guys tend to keep everything to themselves, especially, black dudes. It is a sign of weakness. And you allowed yourself to kind of break through that proverbial, wall. And you're like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking hurting. Like, this was what I did. And this is where I was at. Yada, yada, yada. So I'm glad this was able to be a platform for you to not really bare your soul, but, just kind of bare your soul.
Yeah. I mean, there's things that, happen, throughout, and the things that happen now, where I say to myself, like, something might happen later on the night, and I might say to myself, I'm saving that for the pod. Like, in my head, I'm thinking to myself, like, hey, dude, we're going to hash this one out, so it provides me, like, anything crazy or anything that I know that, I got a friend in you that we can we can talk about it, and you've been very receptive to that. Like, there's no topic where you're like, hey man, don't nobody want to hear that shit. It's like you've been very open, because I mean, you could have been like, hey, that's probably not a good one, or hey, we talked about that before, but you've been very reasonable with everything that any topics that I think we've been both been reasonable with each other.
Yeah. Oh my God, absolutely. I mean, you think about it. I mean, yeah, at a certain point you're going to run out of topics. You're not, but like, you can say that. But perspectives change, ideas change, thoughts change. Like, even if we rehash something, it's rehashing it. It's not redoing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's a cool. I'm like sucking my pod sticks here, and like,
hey, if there's any time you're gonna toot your own horn, now is the 1 year anniversary to do so.
It's just a cool thing to be able to do. Like, it's just like, I can, not that I go and do this, but you could just go tell people, like, I have 3 podcasts. Just saying. But no, it's a fun thing to do, and I get to learn stuff and get perspective and have it be in a, I don't know, not a squirrel, or something shiny. Like we actually, and I think probably the best part, and I'll wrap up this thing on this little thought. You stay true to the whole idea of it, keeping it organic. We do not plan. Well, we plan stuff, but we don't really plan it to the point where we talk. Some days we'll have, the next week planned. Some days we're like, hey, it's Sunday, it's 6:00. What do you want to talk about? Okay, cool. And we'll do that. And that's
half an hour before.
Right. Like I texted you at like 10 this morning. I was like, hey, here's my idea. You down? You responded like 4 hours later. And I was like, cool.
And I wasn't woken.
I know you weren't. But we have stayed kind of true to the whole idea of it, the whole organic part of it, and not doing too much. Not like we've adapted.
I do have an honorable mention. I mean, I thought I was going to have a hard time with 5, but I do have a 6 honorable mention. Just want to appreciate you and your organization, man. I mean, you took this thing very seriously, and I appreciate being able to go onto fucking YouTube on my TV and be able to pull this up and see it. Like, I mean, you took the ball and ran with it as far as, marketing and I know all the expenses that, you didn't even ask me for or anything like that to get stuff up and running, and the investment you put in. I mean, I want to let you know it doesn't go unseen or unheard. I appreciate all your efforts spending the countless hours downloading and uploading and creating websites and all of that. I mean, I don't want you to feel like your efforts is going out the window. I appreciate everything you've done to get this podcast where it is today and as we move forward. But I definitely appreciate being able to, I get to the end of the night or I ain't got nothing to watch, and I'm like, hey, I can pull up one of our pods and it's on my TV. I don't have to watch it on my phone. Like, it's crazy.
I appreciate it, man. It's one of those things where I feel like I'm kind of built for it. Like I am a organized kind of person, and if I have like a drip, like something to drive me, I'm a bit rabid about it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we got to figure out. I guess shower brownie is definitely an honorable mention.
We gotta throw in. Remember the post game? Remember it was on them post games for a minute.
You realize they're still on Patreon, by the way.
We are.
I should download them and just upload those to YouTube and be like, this goes along with when we thought we were fucking somebody.
We had a post game. We had almost a whole hour after
because
when we got done, we would start bringing up topics. You're like, why are we doing? You're like, why didn't you bring that up on the pod? We got to start recording it even afterwards.
Oh, good God. Just silly.
So, 1 year down, man. Looking forward to working with you, in the future, continuing. And,
yeah. As long as you keep showing those dick pics, we're all good.
He said that's my cost of admission.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. So we feel bad, like we were literally about to leave and we just got someone to pop in here. Shit.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah.
I did see something come across. Yeah.
There you go.
What it do, family?
So.
Oh, that's Puff.
Yeah.
That's my cousin, the one that did the pod with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Okay. Bad. Late to the party. He's on the fucking wrong.
What it do, Big Puff? Big Puff management.
Well, while he's here, understand, yeah, we do this at 7 on Sundays. So we're all about folks coming in and chatting it up. So, if you're free next Sunday, Jermaine will
Yeah,
send
7 o'clock. Well, actually, yeah. His brother, the one you said looked like Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
He's actually coming in on Friday. So yeah.
Hey.
Yep. We'll be
God,
hanging out Friday and Saturday, and they usually take off on Sunday. So yeah, I'll be ready.
Oh fuck! I got an honorable mention. Remember the shit show of the fucking Jermaine family, fucking popping in, trying to do like 8 different screens, doing the pod.
We were echoing everywhere. That was a great show, though. Once we all
Dude,
got
it was
settled,
fun. It was
yeah.
fun.
Once we got the time, it was a great topic, and then getting perspective from the young generation as opposed to what we're seeing or what we expect.
I dug it, man. It was good. I mean, it just the first 15 minutes was
15 minutes was just logging in.
Oh my god, I got so many. Like Bob was like, "What the fuck is this?" I don't know.
I know, and the dude DH, he was like, "Man, y'all should have had that all sorted out before y'all even took the camera."
Well, motherfucker, we tried. Goddamn it.
It was a spur of the moment. I remember we was in the hotel. Hey, you got me yawning over here, and I ain't even tired. You paused over here. Something happened. Whoa. Everything all good?